Actually, the most impressive thing about you is that after all this time, you're still bone dead stupid. Oh my God, I hit him.
Worst rescue ever!
Hello and welcome to the oncoming brainstorm.
Hello.
I'm Lewis.
And I'm Sam.
And today we're going to be talking about Doctor Who Series 11. I have done a review previously on the channel, doing a little bit of a rant and review, but that was a very quick put together review, so I want to do a bit more of a nice open discussion with my friend Sam, because Sam has not said anything about Series 11 yet.
You got me here now. That changes everything, right? Honestly, I was very disappointed, and I'm really not happy with the direction the show's gone in. I think it is easily the worst series of the show. That being said, I do think there is redeeming qualities in it, and there's potential for improvement.
Absolutely, yeah, and you can see that if you go back to some of our older videos,
Yeah.
the Chibnall Marathon.
Oh man, we were so positive back then, weren't we?
Compared to a lot of the fandom, we were like very open-minded and going, okay, let's give this a shot. You know, I'm not the kind of person to go into something wanting to hate it. I'm not like that. I am open to things. I give things a go. But at the end of the day, you know, if I don't like something, I don't like it. And a lot of Series 11, I just really frustrated me. It's why I wasn't pumping out videos weekly for each review, because I just could not be arsed. And that's weird because I love Doctor Who.
Yeah.
There's a lot of effort to come onto camera and talk about it and edit it and put it online. And with Series 10, I did that nearly every week because I really enjoyed it.
No. I mean, with me, like, I love the show. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I felt kind of like compelled to watch it because I'm like, it can get better, right? It can get better. And it did in part, right? There is good stuff in this season.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to make that clear because I think it takes you away. Demons of the Punjab,
Witchfinders,
and Witchfinders are good episodes.
Probably solid 7 out of 10s, 3 stars,
sure,
out of 5.
Sure, I can agree with that. I mean, and Kablam is okay.
It's alright.
The rest of it, though, is meh to bad or even terrible.
Yes, I think my biggest problem, honestly, which really hurts a lot of the series, is just the way these stories are done. Chibnall seems to be aiming for a very unambitious, just very standalone, easygoing story with not much to chew on in terms of content.
So tell me, Lewis, what do you make of Chibbers as a writer now, having now seen him as a showrunner?
I mean, obviously, before we came into the series, I was positive to the idea that maybe he's not a great standalone writer, but maybe he'll be a great showrunner, like the reverse of Moffat.
Yeah. I think he's neither.
He's neither, no, he's very bland. I don't know how much of influence the BBC has on him.
That's the thing, so there's been a lot of talks about troubles behind the scenes and how he might be leaving next series along with Jodie. A lot of rumours that it hasn't been the way he wanted it to be.
That he's not happy writing for it. The BBC deliberately gave Chibnall very little creative freedom because Moffat had so much to ensure that Series 11 would be like, I guess, commercial or would be successful. So obviously Chibnall as a writer, you know, you would be quite, I'd understand, be quite frustrated. But if it's not the BBC that, you know, if this is literally Chibnall's vision of a very standalone, very bog standard, very domestic, very contemporary, I'm really not a fan of it. And Russell T Davies, you know, he had a lot of more down to earth domestic stories, and after a while you did get a bit bored of the Earth stories, but he really still had that fantastical edge of Doctor Who.
Yes.
He understood what was fun, what was entertaining, and also what would hit you in the feels. I feel like he hit all the marks in a lot of ways. Yes, he didn't always hit the nail on the head, but when he got it right, he got it so damn right. Chibnall, it's very sparse for me when he gets it right.
Yeah,
so,
I just think that a lot of the characters don't really shine. And the main reason for that is because you have a four-person TARDIS team, and I don't think that works. I mean, what do you think of four-person TARDIS team?
It's interesting. I was apprehensive when we first came into it, and I think it's not worked in the past with the Fifth Doctor, Adric.
No, I mean they have later
Tegan.
the actors have later come out and said that they didn't think it worked, and yet for some reason the show's decided to bring that idea back again, and now we have the same problem where like Yaz, she in a lot of stories just kind of stands around.
Yeah, she could have been a perfectly good companion, but she's just never given the time or the spotlight, because there's not only do you have 4 main characters, you have a lot of guest characters in the background as well.
Yeah, and they try and flesh out a lot of them. Like in Ghost Monument, they try and give like that dude, that nihilistic dude, like a full backstory, and the other woman.
The other lady, yeah. And that's the thing, that hurts sometimes Yaz and even Ryan and Graham in some ways, especially Yaz. And that is a shame. I think with a 4-person TARDIS team, I think that could work down the line when the characters have been previously established in smaller teams. So say, for example, if Series 11 was just 13, Graham and Ryan, that might work a lot better. And then you introduce Yaz later on, so when maybe Graham and Ryan has left, then you bring in Yaz.
Yeah.
Or later on, like, you have stuff like when you have the Ninth Doctor, Rose, Captain Jack, and Mickey all in one story, like Boomtown.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing a TARDIS team like that, because they're all previously established. But then again, you get stories that, like you said, where characters are not doing anything. So I prefer either 1 or 2 companions. I think 3, unless you've got very special stories centered around that TARDIS team, you're going to have characters standing around doing nothing.
Yeah, that is a huge issue, I think. One of the problems as well is that the Doctor themselves, they don't really shine in the story. She doesn't have a very defined personality. Like, what is this Doctor? And is there a defining moment you can name this season? I struggle to really find them.
Gender aside, I'm just not a fan of Jodie Whittaker's Doctor. We were quite open to a female Doctor, but I actually think that Jodie is slightly miscast as a Doctor. I don't know if she quite works as the 13th Doctor. I don't know if that's because the way Chibnall's wrote her or the way she's been directed. The moments where she stands out are very few and far between.
Yeah.
And the only scene that really strikes me, I really like that scene in It Takes You Away when she's talking to the frog. Again, there's problems with that scene, but I really like Jodie's performance in that scene.
I like that scene in Witchfinders. Again, these are the best episodes of the series, where she's talking to King James and trying to convince him to let her go. That's cool.
I think her biggest problem is she just lacks sort of an authority figure. She doesn't have that walk in the room and she's the woman to lead the team.
Yeah, she doesn't seem to like get very angry or like compared to, let's say, the previous Doctors, right? So 9 had that episode in Dalek where he gets freaking crazy, like angry with a Dalek.
Yes.
And then 10 had quite a lot of moments where he would shout at people and be quite commanding.
Matt Smith was quite goofy, but when he could turn quite dark fairly quickly. And most of the time it was very convincing.
And he had a lot of those epic speeches that really sold you that, hey, this, he looked a bit like a teenager at points, but that is the Doctor.
He is a 900-year-old alien, and Capaldi is the master of that.
Yeah.
Jodie, I don't feel like she's a Doctor. I don't know why, I just don't get it, and I'm not sure why.
So there are things about her, like she comes across quite childish a lot of times.
Yes.
Because like, tea, yes, fam. Yeah. And she's a bit overly like laughing and not taking things seriously.
It feels fake, it feels like a performance. It doesn't feel like this is Jodie embodying the Doctor. It feels like, oh, camp it up, come on, make the Doctor funny again. We don't want grumpy old Grandad Capaldi, we want funny Doctor, but they've gone too far. It's like she's just so jovial, and
they're trying to do what they did with Matt Smith and Tennant, like combining that, like name dropping historical figures.
Yeah, and
it doesn't quite fit this Doctor.
No, and I think Jodie, obviously, she was really good in Broadchurch. I really liked her in that, and she can be really good at drama. Yeah. So I don't know why she's not suited to play the Doctor.
Yeah,
and
I'm waiting for an episode like where this Doctor gets freaking pissed. Like something really horrible happens.
Yaz dies.
And she just something like that should have happened.
Yeah.
And she just flips out at someone. That'd be great. There was a bit of that in Resolution with the Dalek. The Dalek. I know you don't like Resolution. I thought it was good, but that Dalek was actually treated with a lot of respect, which is important, and it killed people as well. That's
something
important.
We'll talk about.
If it was like a while since I've seen a Dalek kill someone on screen. So following on from that, like, the only characters who really feel like they have an arc in the season is Ryan and Graham.
Yes.
Like, the Doctor doesn't have a lot of development or things that change about them.
She doesn't really have a journey this series.
And, you know,
shame.
Surprisingly, like, Graham, easily the best character on the show.
Oh yeah, he's my favourite of the TARDIS team.
And very surprising, you know, much like Nardole in Series 10, you just expect it to be maybe cringy or whatever, and then actually, best character can be funny and endearing, and at times quite emotional. Like, there seems like in It Takes You Away, like with him, where he gets reunited with his dead wife, that really hit me.
And it's quite nice to have a male companion. You know, after Nardell. Before that, we'd had, you know, what we have is Rory and Mickey. You know, to have an older companion, a bit like Wilf. It's quite enjoyable.
That's an interesting thing. So now that we've got a female Doctor, does that mean the standard is a male companion?
I don't know, because it all depends how they go forward. I think they'll probably keep Yaz, Graham and Grime probably most of Series 12.
Yeah.
But it depends if Chibnall wants to go back to doing just one Doctor, one companion.
Well, see, I would prefer it if they did it like they had Yaz just like, oh, I won't join you for this trip, and then she joins the next trip. Like,
that's a cool
just
idea.
Her and the Doctor for one trip, you know, just Ryan and the Doctor for a bit, you know.
Honestly, I would have watched Jodie and Graham, you know, Bradley Walsh and Jodie. I think they could have worked well quite nice together.
Yeah, I think that would have improved a lot of things in the series.
That's one thing I think that series is missing. The Doctor doesn't really have much of a relationship with her companions. Ryan and Graham have a great relationship, and I think Ryan and Yaz sometimes have a nice little friendship.
Like I said, they have that arc where initially Ryan really doesn't like Graham, and he views him as like this sort of stepdad, you know, and then by the end of it, he actually does accept him much more than his own father.
Which is great.
Which is really touching as well.
And that moment, it takes you away when he calls him Grandad. That felt very earned.
Yeah.
And it kind of got me a little bit. I was like, oh damn. And that's the only thing in the series where I was like, shit.
So in like, say, Demons of the Punjab, which I think you and I quite liked.
I enjoyed it quite a lot. At the time, it was probably my favourite. You know, so far.
Yeah.
Into 6 episodes in.
I'd agree with that. It didn't feel much like a Doctor Who episode though.
No.
I think it's more similar to Vinay Patel, the writer, his other work with Murdered by My Father.
Yes.
In that it's this very serious story about inter-family conflict that ends tragically.
Prejudiced.
Yeah,
amongst all religions and stuff.
That was a really interesting episode because it covered something that doesn't get talked about much, the partition of India.
Yeah.
And it showed that through the lens of this one family who was torn apart by tragedy. And that was great.
I thought that was fantastic, and I think...
Aside from the acting at times, some of the acting was pretty bad.
Not good. Who's the main dude? I forget his name. Not Manesh. I actually quite like the actor who played the villain.
The guy who gets shot.
Yeah, what's his name?
Spoilers.
I forget. Spoilers, yeah. I forget, who was the... But yeah, he was a bit wooden in some bits.
Yeah.
But the writing was good, and I think Vinay Patel is a better writer than Chris Chibnall. I liked his stuff more, and he gave a fresh perspective to Doctor Who. You know, I don't think we've ever been to India in the TV series.
One other thing I think is that with, let's say, It Takes You Away and Demons, both of them are more emotional as episodes.
Yes.
And I think that's part of why I like them more, and I wasn't as focused on some of their problems. Like It Takes You Away has the pretty terrible looking frog at the end that a lot of people zero in on as the problems of the series. And, you know, I love the idea, I just wish the execution wasn't as silly, you know?
I do love that idea of this whole universe is lonely and it wants someone.
Yeah.
I like that idea so much that I overlooked the frog. I know a lot of people get pissed off about it. I kind of liked it, but I like weird stuff. That's why It Takes You Away is one of my favourite ones of the series, because it just felt a bit more fresh. A lot of the series just followed, like I said, a format.
Because It Takes You Away really surprised me, because you have a lot of interesting ideas, like this mirror universe, and there's this evil cannibal dude of the 7 stomachs.
You could have had a whole episode in the mirror world. Explore that a bit more, even a 2-parter or something.
Yeah.
But that's another thing that I really miss from the series, 2-parters. I think
that's a big problem, yeah.
Complete standalone, unless you've got really fun stories something I watched recently was Space Dandy, and it really opened my eyes, like an anime, really opened my eyes the fact that you can do standalone fun stories if those adventures are well told and are, entertaining. But
often
a lot of them in Series 11 aren't.
Because often the multi-part stories in the previous series
They add a lot of
have
tension.
been the best.
Yeah, they add a lot of tension, stuff like Impossible Planet, Satan Pit.
Yeah.
Even though the Monk trilogy is wonky in Series 10, I still enjoy it. Like, give me that over most standalone Series 11 stories.
Yeah, the multi-part stories have, by and large, been some of the best. And that's what the show was built on back in the day.
And that's the thing, Chibnall, I got quite excited at the end of Woman Who Fell to Earth, because even though I don't really like the episode, I like the cliffhanger at the end, and I was like, oh, is this going to be ongoing?
Yeah, it was. That was quite a weak opener, and
yes.
I think we've gotten used to great openers, because we had Moffat, who knows how to kick in the door, as it were, with stuff like The Pilot,
11th Hour,
Impossible Astronaut,
Magician's Apprentice, Deep Breath. I mean, they're wonky.
They're better. They're better than Woman Who Fell to Earth. Woman Who Fell to Earth is very dull.
Yeah, at least they're entertaining and they try. I feel like Woman Who Fell to Earth just went, scary tooth fairy monster, here's your companions, we're on Earth, kebab man. It was just so nothing.
I mean, at least the bad guy killed people. That's about the best thing I can say about it.
Yeah, I think Tim Shaw, that's the thing. If he just kept his mask on, I think I'd like him a lot more.
And he is meant to be the main villain of the series, and he's rubbish.
No, he should have stayed dead in Woman Who Fell to Earth, honestly.
The best thing about him is he has a cool voice.
Yeah.
But other than that,
yeah.
He's pretty crap because he gets defeated quite easily.
I think he represents what's the worst things about Doctor Who villains. The design of the teeth and the face is just goofy. It's a goofy villain.
Yeah.
And also, he just stands there in Woman Who Fell to Earth on that rooftop when they first see him, and he pulls off his mask. He's like, I've got teeth in my face.
Yeah, he just stands
so
there
scary.
and explains his plan.
And he just stands there and tells them his plan. What? Why can't the heroes find out for themselves what it is?
He doesn't even kill them afterwards.
And that's the thing with Chibnall. He has a lot of scenes where characters just tell you what's going on. And specifically when a villain does that, I just go, you're an idiot as soon as they do that. Because unless they've got a reason for doing that.
And also, my favourite part of the series is the how do you feel scenes. Where literally a character just vomits exposition about their backstory, about how tragic something happened. There are some terrible scenes, in Arachnids. Yeah? You know the one I'm talking about.
Which one? Again? Remind me.
No, it's Saranga Conundrum.
Yeah.
Sorry,
yeah.
this is quite forgettable. Where Ryan is just talking to Yaz about his dead mother and how she had a heart attack.
Which could be a really nice scene.
I fell asleep in that scene. Not kidding. There are so many better ways of doing that kind of scene.
I think that's a really the dialogue's actually fairly good and the performance is fairly good.
Is it?
It could be, but then the problem is the placement, because the scene before that in episode, you have the Bating is just come onto the ship. Oh my god, we've introduced the threat. The ship is in danger. It's eating the ship. Oh my god. And then we have a how do you feel scene, and then everything just stops. So then you have Ryan just going, oh yeah, me mum, dad, and just
Yeah, it's guys, aren't you meant to be fighting for your life right now?
Isn't the ship exploding or going crazy? That's what Sanandra Conundrum should have been. Bating comes in, oh shit, let's run. And it's timing and place where you put that scene.
Imagine if that just
scene.
the Bating was a Weeping Angel. Instantly a better episode.
Dalek.
If it was a Cyberman, instantly better episode. Dalek, better episode instantly. If they just killed most of the cast, maybe one of the companions as well, that'd
be really cool.
And then they had the pregnant man for some reason.
The pregnant man.
And for some reason that dude has 4 scenes, even though he's probably one of the worst actors in the entire show.
I do think Sanandra Conundrum is the crowning jewel of shite in Series 11 for me. It's just I stopped at that point for me. I remember you saying to me,
I don't blame you. Yeah.
I was done. And I remember you watching Demons of the Punjab a week later, and you were like, actually, it's pretty good. And I'm like, okay, I'll give it a go. But honestly, that episode that and Arachnids in the UK, it was a double whammy of crap.
Yeah.
And kick to the balls. So I was like, I nearly gave up with Series 11. So
yeah,
not good.
The finale was a bit of a whimper. I like to pretend that Resolution was the finale because it actually had dramatic stuff happen in it, whereas Rand's score had the bad dude get kneecapped and then a bunch of waving the sonic screwdriver a bunch of people shout, and they go bright-eyed, and everything gets resolved, and that's it.
And robots with stormtrooper.
Oh god! Freaking! They call them sniper bots. Like
They can't snipe for shit.
They're like literal sarcastic sniper bots. Like
Stormbots. No. Yeah, that's one thing I really didn't like about the finale. It just lacked any tension, and that's a lot of Series 11. There's just very boring stories.
Well, how do you feel about the villains of the series?
Some of the worst villains in Doctor Who, honestly. I think Tim Shaw sucks. He doesn't like actively offend me or anything. He's just really bland. Kresko, I think, is one of my least favourite Doctor Who villains. Period.
Like, what is he even doing in that story?
He's just
again. You have the whole like, Doctor, I am evil because, and I do this, and I'm going to do this, and you can't stop me. And I'm just like, no, actually, I can stop you very easily.
Yeah,
it's like, oh,
just going to shoot you with a gun.
Oh yeah, and the fact that Ryan shot him and basically killed him, and there's no consequences for that.
I mean, obviously, didn't the gun teleport him somewhere? But he could end anywhere. He could end in space and just like suffocate to death.
I had this discussion. I was like, he could have easily been sent like in the middle of a desert.
The morals and the politics of Series 11 are a bit muddled at points, because even in like Arachnids, the following episode, you have Jodie just suffocating the spiders in a room to death.
Yeah, so she baits them all into that room, right, where they're gonna either be exterminated at some point, or they're just gonna eat each other because they have no food. And then she's like taking the moral high ground against the evil Trump dude as he like guns down the big spider. And it's like, I don't care about this spider being shot. It's a spider. Like, do you really expect me to care? So one of the elements of this series that I think has been kind of played up is the politics.
Yes. Personally, I don't know how you feel.
Yeah.
Obviously, we will have our political opinion. For me, I'm not too fussed about politics in my daily life. So for me, when I come to Doctor Who, it's a form of escapism.
Yeah, I get
it's
that.
not like I'm trying to escape reality, but you know, we get so much politics on the news, in other media, on YouTube, like everywhere, all the time, in your face. So Doctor Who is a nice place just to get away from that sometimes.
No, totally. And then it kind of shoves it in your face a bit. Like
Series 11.
There's another one of those terrible "how do you feel" scenes in Rosa, where freaking Ryan and Yaz are like sitting behind a dumpster, and they're just talking about how oppressed they are in real life, and it is like very jarring,
on the nose, a bit too on the nose.
It's a very direct, like, hello audience, isn't it terrible?
We are speaking to you.
Yeah, racism is terrible. Did you know that? It's like, oh no, I definitely didn't know that racism is bad.
The way for me that was done was a little bit patronising. The intent I can appreciate, but the way it's executed, it comes across as, you know, hey, you need to learn about this thing. And that's a problem sometimes with introducing like politics into Doctor Who. They did a little bit in Series 10 with Bill being a black lesbian, but at the end of the day, like, you know,
she was a good character, right?
I love Bill.
Again, there were elements of politics in the show, but they weren't overbearing. So there was the Trump character in Arachnids.
Anderson,
What the fuck is he doing there? Pardon my language, but he just takes up so much of the time, and it's meant to be about these giant spiders, and yet it seems like it's thinking he's a villain, but then they don't really resolve anything with him.
Yeah, I can't tell if he's a parody or not.
Yeah.
And I was honestly like anticipating him being the villain of the finale, like being like Anderson gets elected for president. It's like a Trump election episode.
Yeah.
Like, a part of me was like, oh, they're gonna go down this route? 'Cause you could the fact they didn't kill him off implies they might bring him back, which I'm like, he was like a Saturday morning cartoon. The performance was hilarious. Like, I was pissing myself. Like, he's saying, "I'm not Trump, but you are. You are completely."
I'll show you fire and fury.
You British, you just don't know when to shoot things. Like, there's literally a line like that. And it's like cringe. Oh.
By and large, I did like the music of this series. I think Sega Nakalola was very good.
A welcome change. Yeah, I love the theme tune. I think it's fantastic.
The intro is probably the best thing about Series 11.
Which is bizarre.
It looks like a proper vortex, you know?
Gorgeous.
And it's a mixture of kind of the old style of intro You know, it looks a little like some of the first Doctor and second Doctor intros.
Yeah, very kind of vortexy, really cool. Kind of psychedelic in a way, a little bit.
Yeah.
I really love it. I think John Smith, the YouTuber, I think he worked on that. And you can
the guy
tell.
did Rain, yeah?
Yeah, and he did a really cool, like, kind of a taster for a vortex where it looked like the TARDIS was being ingested by this kind of black and orange vortex, and I was like, this guy needs to work on the show. And I'm so glad he.
Like, the effects look great in resolution as well. Like when the Dalek was being sucked into that blooming black hole. Like
that is one thing I'll
give. That was cool.
Yeah, and even when you see the vortex in resolution and Arachnis in the UK, like for the moment you see it, they're almost like these like kind of purpley, watery tunnels.
Yeah.
Like really awesome. Like I love the fact that they brought that back.
Having said that, I would trade all that for some good ideas and some better characters and some better episodes. Like I don't care how rubbish it looks. You know?
Yeah. So going forward into series 12, Sam.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What do you want to see, and where do you think they could maybe iron out some of the kinks and improve? Because at the end of the day, you know, when you're being creative, sometimes you got to know where the line is. You make mistakes, then you can pull back and go, oh yeah, let's learn from this. So how do you think they could learn from series 11?
Sure. I think if they're going to do more historical episodes like they've done, just cut the aliens out from a few of them.
Go pure historical.
I think that would improve them quite a bit.
Like the Marion conspiracy from Big Finish.
Cut down the number of people in the team.
Yes, kill one person.
100%.
Ideally, sorry, but
yeah, or give time for the 13th Doctor to actually be the Doctor.
Please.
That would be nice. You know, that is the name of the show after all.
I don't come here for Graham Who, I come here for Doctor Who.
Some good ideas would be nice. Some more stuff like It Takes You Away with the Mirror Universe.
Experimentation, yeah.
Yep. Good villains, that would be nice.
They need stronger villains, for sure.
I wouldn't mind if they brought back, like, the Cybermen.
Yeah.
The Silurians, or the Angels.
I'm surprised Chippers didn't bring back the Silurians, because obviously he seems to have kind of a love for them, because obviously he did the Silurian 2-part, and then he started to bring them back in Dinosaurs on Spaceships, so I'll be down for a Silurian 2-parter in Series 12.
Good to see UNIT back. They've been gone for like 2 years
They
now.
were mentioning Resolution.
Yeah, which is weird. But for me, I love this show. You know, and I've grown up watching it, and everything negative that I've said, it's because I know how great this show can be, and I want it to be that good again.
It has a lot of potential, especially a show you can do so much with.
Yeah.
That we've seen before in the past, and with Big Finish. And obviously we've been critical of Stephen Moffat as well. But obviously, it's, like we said, done out of love, because we want to see the show be as good as it can be. And Series 11 just did not hit the mark. It did, but that doesn't mean that's the end of the world. They could learn from these mistakes.
Yeah, and hey, there's always Big Finish you can listen to.
Hey, I'm really disappointed there's not a series in 2019, even though I've bashed Series 11 a little bit. I still wanted them to do at least another series to keep that momentum. And the fact that, like, you know, I know you could argue Stephen Moffat didn't have another series in 2016. 2016.
They took a break, yeah.
They took a year break, and then we had Class. Ugh.
Oh, no.
But, you know, we had 2 series of Capaldi by then, so it was okay to go, okay, have a break, take your time. Whereas Chibnall, he's done 1 series, and then, you know, we've only had 1 series with Jodie, and we're not very satisfied, and then, bam, gone for a year. And that's going to hurt the show, I think.
We didn't get a Christmas special.
So that's our thoughts on Series 11?
Yeah. We're not as polarised as I think a lot of people are about it. We're just kind of middling, mostly.
We tried to be neutral here on the oncoming brainstorm. And end of the day, it's a discussion, and it's a bit of fun, and that's why we do it.
Yeah.
That, in my opinion. So, let us know what you thought, Series 11, and going forward into the Chibnall era and beyond, what do you think is going to happen with the series?
I'm just to see what people want from the next series, like how they think it could be made better.
Absolutely. And yeah, thank you for watching.
Thank you.
And we'll catch you on the flip side. See you then. Bye.
Bye.